Hey everyone! Hey, welcome to Rotten Skin, a critical lens to skincare. I'm back again, once again. Hello there. Today I'm going to talk about pimple patches. Today's video is sponsored by Hero Cosmetics. They sent me some of their hydrocolloid pimple patches, and there are 3 variations of these. Pimple patches are kind of all the rage, and they have been for the past year. What I found out was that beauty bloggers for many years have been doing a DIY hack using wound dressings to extract their pimples. So while it's becoming more mainstream, I think a lot of people had already been using this hack. Cosmetic companies have caught on, and so now we are presented with the Hero Cosmetic Mighty Patches. I've actually never used pimple patches before. I had issues with breakouts in the past and not as much anymore now that I've been taking a lot of precautionary measures, but I did get a chance to test this out on a shallow surface level pimple which had already popped on its own, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to share those results with you. By the way, use code ROTTENSPF for 15% off your first purchase from Hero Cosmetics if you'd like. So let's just jump right in. Hydrocolloid traditionally has been used for wound healing and dressings, and they are, it's basically particles that are hydrophilic, meaning they are attracted to water, that are dispersed in an elastic matrix that is all contained within a bandage. Hydrocolloid can be made up of a variety of substances like gelatin or pectin. The Hero Cosmetics hydrocolloid is noted as plant-based, so I'm assuming it's probably pectin, could be something else, but it is plant-based. Some pimple patches are medicated with things like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide. These ones that I were sent are just hydrocolloid, so they're referred to as non-medicated, and really should only be used for that surface level pimple that is kind of ready to burst. The concept is that wounds heal better in a moist environment, and so what hydrocolloid does is extract some of the moisture slowly out of a wound and seal the top of it so that it can create an ideal environment for healing. In the case of pimples, it works on surface level inflammatory acne with pustules to get some of that pus out of the pimple and preclude you from having to extract it yourself, which can lead to further infection and also delayed healing time. So these, in my opinion, are something you would use in lieu of popping your pimples. Yeah, basically you apply these to a surface level pimple or breakout, and then wearing it for about 5 hours, but as long as you would really like, it will kind of soak up all of that pus, but also create an environment for the pimple to heal more quickly. You can also continue to use these after the pus has been extracted and expect to see faster healing with that essentially open wound. It's a mini open wound that you're creating once a pimple has been extracted. Some people also say that you could use it on cystic acne, but that infection is deeper in the skin, and these don't seem to work in that case. So I personally wouldn't recommend it. Interestingly, the box says that it works best on whiteheads. Technically, a whitehead is not inflammatory acne. It's just a clogged pore, which could be clogged with sebum and dead skin cells with a plug on the top. So I guess we're referring to pimples as whiteheads nowadays, but that's not really the truth. Anyway, I think I said this. I used it on a shallow surface level pimple. I took some footage of that. It had already popped on its own, and it was really only active for a day. It was still a raised bump the day after, and I got to apply this to the area on my forehead. And then by the morning, that area was completely flush with my skin. And so that was a pretty immediate response, because sometimes, you know, even shallow surface level pimples can take a while to heal, but this one healed really quickly, even though, you know, it was a minor pimple, mind you. So now we can talk about the price. So I did show that they sent me 3 different ones. I'd say that the original is the best value. You get 36 patches for $12.99. I think if you buy them from just a brick and mortar store like Target, you could get even a 24 kit for like $7.99, and it seems to be one of the best deals for pimple patches like this. The other 2, they have a clear one, which I guess, you know, would be more conducive to wearing throughout the day because it's less apparent on the skin. This one you get two different sizes, the 12 millimeter, which is the same size as the original, and then also a 10 millimeter, so slightly smaller. And this one retails for $17.99. So a little bit more there just for that clear, invisible aspect of it. They have these surface patches which cover a larger surface, 60 millimeters wide by 25 millimeters. And this one, I think, yeah, it's $17.99 for 10 patches. This one I would probably forego because it's essentially the same thing as just getting a hydrocolloid bandage, which you could get for cheaper. Some people just decide to get those and cut them up. I think the nice thing about these are that they're just uniform in shape, so it takes out the hassle. I'm not really good at using scissors, and so I wouldn't probably go the DIY route, especially if I wanted to wear them out in public. These would look a little bit more official. I will go ahead and just do a side-by-side comparison of the two so you can see what they look like on my skin tone, and then you can decide. I probably wouldn't actually wear these out in public, so I would probably always go for the original, but just in case, you know, the other benefit of these are that they prevent you from further picking at a pimple, which can exacerbate it and prolong the healing process. So they come in little sheets like this. There's like a plastic sheet protecting them, and then they come on this little sheet of plastic which you can split apart just to easily remove and then apply to your face. So this is the original. I will just apply it right there. So it's already not very noticeable, which is why I said I would probably go for the original over the Invisible, just given the price difference. But it blends pretty well into my skin because it's not all that different from my skin tone. It's light brown actually, and translucent. The clear ones, you get these smaller ones so that, you know, there is some benefit there. It's probably less conspicuous. And then you get these 12 millimeter ones, right? Or yeah, 12 millimeter, which are the same size. So just for apples to apples, I'll put the 12 millimeter clear one on. And it's the same concept, plastic covering. And peel that off for easier application. Then I'll just put it right here for comparison. So the clear is definitely slightly less conspicuous, but I think the sheen on both of them is what gives it away. Also, you can tell on the clear ones, a smaller area of the entire patch actually has that hydrocolloid. I don't know if you can really tell, but yeah, because the sheen is so matte, it gives it away in both cases, but I don't think there's really a drastic difference between the two on my skin. And so just for fun, I'll show you what this surface patch 65 or 60 millimeter width patch looks like too. These patches treat the symptom of acne, not the underlying cause. So hopefully this is just one tool in the arsenal, not the only one. And you can watch some of my other videos if you want about that or not. So yeah, I don't know. This one would be very obvious to wear out. And anyway, I'm just rambling at this point, and it's probably, I don't need to say it, it speaks for itself. There you go. In conclusion, I like them. I would continue to use them on active breakouts where there is visible pus on the surface of the breakout, and then after for expedited healing. So thank you for watching my channel segment, and I will see you next time. Bye.